not this way.
Oh, look, turn it down, will you, Lizzie? I can't hear myself think.
Oh, but Fee, it's Saturday afternoon.
No, who can tell the difference in here, anyway?
I thought there might be some more about Fletch. And I want to find out who the mongrels were that killed those two little kids.
Yeah, I know what I'd do to the bastard if I get my hands on him.
Could I have your attention, please? Smith, I believe Mr. Pierce has spoken to you about his daughter.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, tomorrow morning she'll be coming in here as part of a crime prevention program and spending a day as an inmate.
What's she gone and done, Mrs. Davidson?
Nothing yet. That's the whole idea. It simply means that the staff, and one hopes the inmates, will be able to convince this girl that a life of crime is neither exciting nor rewarding.
Oh, so you want us to straighten her out, right?
That is correct, Smith.
Good hiding, that'd fix her easy.
She could swap places with me. 2 years would turn her off real quick.
Mrs. Powell was an observer at a similar program at Parramatta. She will explain the whole thing to you clearly. I'm relying on you all to treat this seriously and to behave responsibly. Thank you.
What do you know about her, Bee?
Not much. Said she's been giving her father a hard time, getting mixed in with the wrong crowd, that sort of thing.
What's her name?
Debbie. So where do we fit in?
Well, before church tomorrow, she'll meet you and you'll stress the disadvantages of being criminals. Now, look, we don't want her to see the positive side of prison at all.
Reckon you've heard everything, don't you? Well, not in here you haven't. This is where they stick the real desperate women. I was knocking people off before you as a twinkle in your father's eye. They don't call me the butcher for nothing, you know.
God.
I was just getting warmed up. Wait till you hear the rest of it.
Oh, Lizzie, will you stick to the flaming truth? Your life story is quite bad enough without making anything up. If you two are in on this, will you get your bodies over here? What have you come as?
Good, aren't they? Do you like them?
Oh, yeah, real good, dog.
We could have made them better, except we only had 2 colours.
Oh, look, will you just get on with it?
Oh, I'll get on with it. You dirty rat. I'm going to get you, you see. I'm going to learn you, you see.
I'm going to skin you alive.
Oh, there go, Bea. It was only a joke.
Any more mucking around and I'm going to clobber you. Will you get here out of sight and get out and wash that muck off?
But I spent hours on them.
Would you like to change your name from Mighty Mouse to Mangled Mouse?
I'll clean them off for you.
Thought you might. Now, hear this. I'm going to say it just once. We are going to sort that kid out if it kills you.
They nearly drowned me, and she nearly scrubbed me skin off.
You are speaking about an officer and therefore will address her by name.
Pierce was extremely uncooperative, Mrs. Davidson. She refused to take a shower, so we had to use force.
Whilst you are in Wentworth, you will do exactly as the officers instruct you. You will participate in prison duties and you will experience confinement in a cell. You will also be under constant supervision of an officer and therefore be quite safe.
And who's going to protect me from the officers?
That's quite enough, Pierce. Mrs. Jackson, show her to her cell.
Can you put me in with B. Smith?
You know Smith?
Oh, heard about her, that's all. I was told she runs this place.
Then you've been listening to the wrong people. Come along, Pierce.
Not a very promising start.
She's treating the whole thing as a joke.
Yes. I only hope B. Smith behaves responsibly. You have my number if you need me,
Mrs.
dear.
Davidson, has Jim heard anything more about the bombing?
I don't know. It was hardly the moment to discuss details, Vera.
You know, Bea, for somebody who's been in jail for 20 years, his daughter's awful young.
He only broke out once with his wife.
Yeah, you old bag. How romantic.
You old bag, you rotten little pipsqueak.
Right, knock it off.
Oh, good, I love you, must be Debbie.
Lizzie, break it up, you lot. You should be in the rec room.
Okay, let's go.
Why can't you?
Inside, Pierce. See that she makes the bed properly, Mrs. Powell.
I have made one before, you know.
You make it according to regulations, and you keep making it until you get it right.
Well, come on, you heard Mrs. Jackson. Go and get cracking.
One of those women was B. Smith, wasn't she?
Maybe.
Hi. You B?
Yeah.
Thought so. I'm a friend of Jenny's and Di's, and, well, they're always talking about you, and they said to say good day.
Sit down. We've heard all about you, too. And we've decided we don't like you. You are nothing but a little smile-aleck. So you just sit there and one peep out of you and you're going to find out those stories you heard about me are true. Got it?
Yeah. Sure.
Hi, I'm Doreen. Well, I've been in and out of these prisons and stuff ever since I was a kid. And when I first got lumbered, well, they thought I was in moral danger or something like that. Anyway, it didn't do me much good, but because when I got out of the home, I was still knocking around with the kids that I'd met in there. Then I met a couple of blokes, and they were always sprouting about the jobs they were doing and getting away with it. They thought they were the ants' pants. Well, I used to go along with them because I reckoned it was smart. I was afraid not to because I thought they'd kick me out. I didn't have nowhere else to go. Anyway, we were always broke because the guys, well, they thought that working was for the mugs, you know. And that's when I started to forge cheques, you know, to pay the rent. Well, I got pregnant and then they dumped me. And they took my kid away because they reckoned I was no good.
By the time I wanted to get my kids back, I'd already served 20 years. 10 of them I didn't really have to. The only things I ever loved. But it was too late. Now all I've got left is me memories, and they're nothing to be proud of. I've got nothing to be proud of.
Well, you reckon it's a lot of fun, don't you? Well, it stinks. I bet your friends never told you about the times they were scared stiff, eh? Thinking all the time the cops were going to get them. I bet they only told you about the times they never got caught.
So I got another 6 months. 'Cause the only family I got is in here. When you're young, you don't think about things going wrong. The only thing I've got to look forward to on the outside is dying on my own.
Well, you've been in and out of here so many times that when something good does happen to you, like you meet a really nice bloke, well, you get scared because you reckon you're going to blow it. Because for too long you've been lying and cheating and worrying that people will laugh at you because you're not tough.
Yeah. I've seen them laughing at me too behind me back. They reckon I'm too drunk to know. But I've seen them all right. Yeah. But I reckon I'd rather have them laughing at me than not seeing me at all.
And kids your age think, oh, it's never going to happen to them. You smirk or look bored just once more, sweetie. And next time, that'll be something heavier. You think this is a game? Well, I'll tell you a few things. You are headed the right way to end up in here. And when you do, I am going to be waiting for you. And you won't think it's so funny then. Because you'll do what I say when I say. And if you so much as prick your nose without asking me, I will cut your stupid throat. You see, I've got nothing to lose. There's nothing more they can do to me. Have a look at Doreen and Lizzie. I said look at them. They're worth 10 of you. Yet they screwed themselves up and ended up in here because they had no one to straighten them out about a few facts. So I am doing you a favour. Now, I'll tell you a few things about this place. There was a kid your age that hung herself in her cell. Another one went off her head because they took her baby away from her. Then there was the one that was so scared she hid in a dryer and suffocated. You see, it breaks you. It ruins your life. But then you wouldn't care about that, would you? You know it all.
All right. Church services are in 5 minutes. Pierce, If you want to attend church, the Church of England in here, Catholics in the dining room.
I don't go to church.
See the others out and get this one to the garden.
Don't tell me we missed all the fun. How'd it go, Bea?
Keep it moving, Smith.
Oh, Miss Bennett, I don't feel like going to my own minister today. Do you think I could have a go at another one?
I don't care who you see, Birdsworth.
You come with me, Dor?
No, Lizzie, I think I'd better lie down for a bit.
Do you two come to church with me?
What for? Have some Bible basher tell me how to get saved? The way to glory is through the good Lord. Hallelujah. Well, I don't believe in that hogwash. Because if he's such a good Lord, how come he doesn't give a person an even break?
Bored. You want to do something?
Like what?
Hey, Debbie. Over here. What do you make of the place?
Dunno. Don't care neither.
Yeah, the whole place is a bit of a joke.
How come you weren't telling me your life story?
Because I don't believe in telling people how to run their life. Hey, why don't you give me your address? I've got a bit of time left. But when I get out of here, we could have some fun together.
I would have said that 2 years was more than a bit of time, Sharon.
Hey, what you do?
Pushed drugs. But then I suppose you'd find that interesting.
I know what goes on.
Just bad luck I got caught, really. But I've learned a fair bit since then.
Oh, shut up, you little idiot.
I was only pulling your leg to get a reaction.
Get her out of here before you find yourself short of one. So what?
Hey, you really do run things around here, don't you?
Oh, you liked that, did you?
Yeah. I think you're terrific. I bet me Dad was like you. Before he went soft. Before they broke him. But they'll never
They didn't break your father. He woke up to himself. Something you wouldn't understand. You should take a good hard look at him sometime. You'll see a real man. Not like the smart-ass little cowards you've been knocking around with.
Well aware special leave is granted occasionally, but it's usually for funerals or sickness.
Yes, I know, Miss Bennett. However, Lizzie does seem very worried about her future. And if she likes the hostel, it's something she can look forward to.
Then there's a question of reliability.
Oh, I'll take full responsibility.
God, Miss Bennett, I broke my neck trying to get back in here. I'm not likely to be taking off. I only want a day off to see where I'm going to live.
I think I know why you want to go with Captain Barton, Birdsworth. It is Sunday. But I'm sure Mrs. Davidson will be able to get in contact with someone from the department. I'll give her a ring.
Do you mean you're not going to put your foot down, Miss Bennett?
I don't think a day out would do you any harm, Birdsworth, but it is still up to the department to clear you. I'll get back to you.
I appreciate it, Miss Bennett.
I hope I won't regret this.
I won't let you down, Miss Bennett.
Yes, Smith?
I want to talk about Debbie Pierce. You know, I reckon we're going about this whole thing the wrong way.
Ready to admit defeat?
Look, it's no fun for me having to talk to you, Vera. But Mrs. Davidson isn't due back until tomorrow, and by then it's going to be too late.
Get to the point.
I want you to move her in with me tonight, so I've got more time to talk to her.
All the talking in the world's not going to help that little juvenile. You know it and I know it. And I'm not about to be giving you free rein in trying any of your strong-arm tactics.
Look, that kid looks up to me. She thinks I'm something fantastic. Maybe a good thumping from me will do the trick.
The answer's no. You know, you must be pretty desperate to suggest something like this to me. You know, it's really funny, Smith. You've always given me the impression that you think you're above everyone else. Yet you hate the idea of this little upstart hero worshipping you. Maybe you don't think you're so terrific after all.
I just don't want the kid to end up inside.
Are you really so concerned about her? Or are you more worried about what her father's going to think?
Is this all you ever do Sunday nights?
You know, when I was a kid, I used to hate Sunday nights. Guess it was because I had to go to school the next day, you know. My mother used to make me go to bed real early. I tricked her, though. I'd lie there awake half the night.
Doesn't make any difference in here. Every night's the same anyway.
Well, I'm going to sleep tonight because I've got to be fresh for tomorrow.
Yeah, fancy old Vinegar putting in a good word for you. I reckon she must have got on to Davo's booze.
It's not fair. I'm the one that should be going.
Oh, wake up to yourself, will you? The only reason they're letting Lizzie out is because they feel guilty.
Your father always been so boring?
Nah. Oh, he's nothing like Mum said. He broke out of jail once, you know. That's how come they had me. Well, then he wanted to set her up, so he went out and pulled a job. We would have been set for life if they hadn't caught him. Mum reckons he was real bad.
Why aren't they living together then?
Oh, she reckons she couldn't keep up with him now. If only she knew what he was like. She'd run rings round him. Hey, what's that for?
We're going to go to our cells.
What, so early? I mean, I'm usually just going out about this time.
Well, I'll give you plenty of time to think then, won't it?
I've got nothing to think about.
Oh, with...
The salvos, Miss Bennett.
Doubt it.
Oh, you've no idea what this means to an old woman. You are a good man, Captain Barton.
All right, Birdsworth. Sign out. She's to be back no later than 11:30.
Of course.
Is the hostel anywhere near the shops?
Oh, just a few minutes' walk.
Oh, be nice to have a look at all the pretty things they've got these days.
Well, Lizzie, you were only out a short while ago. I don't think things have changed that much.
A word of advice, Captain Barton. If you do show Lizzie the shops, make sure it's from the outside. And I wouldn't pass any hotels either.
Oh, Miss Bennett, what a thing to say. And in front of a man of the church, too. Anyone would think I couldn't be trusted.
We'll keep her busy, Miss Bennett. In fact, she might even be able to do some work for us.
Well, you did your best, Bea.
Oh, yeah, I was terrific.
Yeah, well, I reckon you were fantastic, and don't worry, I'll tell Ken Pierce
Oh, will
that.
you shut up about it and stop telling me how fantastic I am?
Brian, you're wanted in the governor's office. The rest of you can get off to work.
What for, Miss Bennett?
Apparently you're going to hospital for a couple of hours. Dr. Miller's arranged a familiarisation tour.
What's that?
Well, how would I know? Go and ask the governor. You waiting for someone, Smith?
Just give me 10 minutes with her, Vera. Look, I promised I won't lay a finger on her. Have you ever known me to go back on my word?
You've got 2 minutes.
Thanks.
And you're wasting your time. I want that floor so clean that you'll be able to see your face in it, Pierce.
Yes, Miss Bennett.
Give them 2 minutes, but stay right outside this door.
I've been wanting to see you alone. Got any messages you want passed on to Di and Jenny?
Yeah. I got a couple of things you can tell them from me.
Rock of ages, collect for me. Let me hide myself in thee. As the water and the blood from thy ribbon side flowed.
Da 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 da, oh they flow. Da da da, da da da. Thank you.
Not the
Just clap for me.
can fulfill thy Lord's demand. Tonight in the rain.
How can you say that about them? Well, they think you're the greatest.
Oh, yeah, I'm terrific.
Well, you are, too. And I'm going to tell me Dad you're sweet on him.
You keep out of it. You know nothing about me, what I think or feel.
Well, the way you talk about him, you must like him a little bit. Anyhow, I reckon you'd smarten him up real quick. You might even get together when you get out of here. I wouldn't mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to be 50 years old. Can you see any man waiting that long? Time means nothing to a kid your age. Well, I'll tell you what it means to me. It means I am never going to have any more kids of my own. And I'm never going to have any grandchildren. It means the only thing I've got to look forward to is seeing your father once in a blue moon. Knowing that we can never even be alone together. Never touch. And knowing that we've got no future. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm tough. I run this place, all right. You know why? Because it gives me something to think about. Because if I think about myself, it scares the living the hell out of me. And why should I be any different to any other woman? I want what they want. A home and a family. I want someone to care about. Oh, and I want someone to care about me. I'm not talking about love. I don't know what that means anymore. Just simple, bloody caring. Well, I've given that up. And that's what I've got to look forward to. A big fat nothing. I am probably going to end up like Lizzie. Nowhere to go and no one to turn to. Breaking my neck to get back in here. Because it's the only home I know. And the only place I feel safe. And that's what I've got to live with.
Examined, that's what I reckon. Although they probably wouldn't find anything in there. Well, you know you've buggered it for everyone else now, don't you? There'll be no outside privileges for anyone. And all for the sake of a couple of lousy dollars. And knocking it off the salvos of all people.
I just couldn't help myself, that's all.
Oh, you're hopeless, Lizzie. What are you?
Hopeless.
No, a big deal.
Cheer up, Lizzie. You've got a visitor.
I...
Come along. Officer Barfield will take you into the garden.
Yeah. Who is it? Who wants to see me?
Captain Barton.
The salvos! God! Oh, I shouldn't say God. Tell him I escaped in the night. Tell him I died in me sleep. There you are. He'll believe that. Tell him I'm old and I got a crook ticker. He'll believe that.
Come on, Lizzie.
Oh, please, Mrs. Jackson.
You go down on your knees and apologise, Lizzie Bird.
Blimey.
Now, what's going on? Oh, Lizzie's got a visitor.
Who is it?
Oh, I'll tell you later.
Now, come on, everybody. I want you
Bea.
back in the rec room. We don't want you blocking this corridor.
The rec room? We've got some time off, Mrs. Jackson.
You have an hour's recreation for a drama rehearsal.
Oh,
Move it along there.
I suppose we've got you to thank for the hour off.
I think you've got to make it up later on today, though.
Come along,
Fantastic.
Bea.
Yeah, all right. You coming?
Yeah.
I want you in the governor's office. Gilmore, you join the others in the rec room, please. What's the story?
Why don't you go to the rec room and find out? Well, now you got me on my own. What are you going to do with me?
Well, I think we're going to have to pick our moments better than this. Look, Bea, I want to tell you how much I appreciate what you did for Debbie.
Oh, I didn't do much to help.
Oh, yes, you did. She's gone back home to her mother.
Well, it is what you wanted, isn't it? So why so gloomy?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Whatever you said to her certainly had a lasting impression.
Oh, yeah, I'm a great actor.
Well, you may get a chance to prove that today.
There's something else in your mind, though, isn't there? What's wrong?
Oh, it's funny. All that effort of getting Debbie back home to her mother. Now I realize I'm going to miss her.
Yeah, I know.
And I've lost the opportunity of getting to know her better. My own daughter. I don't know her.
There'll be other chances. Not as if you've lost her forever. You'll see her from time to time.
Yeah.
I think we'd better go.
Hmm.
Oh, goodness.
Ladies.
Oh, morning.
Look, before we start, I'd like to say thanks very much for helping with my daughter. I think her experience in here has gone a long way towards straightening her out. Thanks very much.
Thank Bea. You haven't already.
Oh, shut up.
What did she say?
Nothing, Bea. It's just that you did most of it yourself, single-handed. I reckon Bea will be taking over Paul Reed's job next. Bea Smith, social worker.
I'd be very careful if I were you, Gilmore.
Now, come on, settle down. I didn't come here to listen to you argue amongst yourselves. Now, we've got 1 hour. There's not much time and there's a lot to do. Doreen, would you hand these out, please?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like her to give a play reading tonight.
Oh,
Yep, to show Mrs. Davidson and me that my efforts haven't been entirely wasted. Well, it's just a reading, and an hour's better than nothing. So, for the point of the exercise, we'll just stick to the mechanics scene.
What mechanics? They didn't have any cars in those days.
It's page 54. Bottom, Quince, and the Clowns. Doreen, you can be Peter Quince. Sharon, flute. Bea, you can be Bottom.
That's me or us.
I'll doll out the other parts as we come to them. Okay, Doreen.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens to play Oh, couldn't we just learn it? I'm not very good at reading.
Well, if you can learn that in 1 hour, you go for your life.
Well, what was I up to?
To play in our interlude.
Oh, yeah, good. Interlude. Before the Duke and Duchess... Who's going to be the Duke and Duchess?
Oh, we won't worry about them.
Oh. The Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, Good Peter Quince.
Lizzie was here.
Say what the
Sure
play
puts
treats
the
on,
place up.
then read the names of the actors and so grow to a point.
Doreen, that's your cue. And so grow to a point. That's your cue.
Oh, Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and this bee. This bee.
Hello, Lizzie.
I suppose you've been awake all night talking to God about me.
Of course not. Anyway, God knows. You can't hide from him.
I've been worried sick all night.
Well, that's a form of repentance, eh?
Do you reckon?
Of course. Look, I'm not angry with you, Lizzie. A little disappointed, perhaps, but with myself as well. I should have had more sense than to place such temptation in your way. Look, I've got something for you.
A present? For me?
Well, it's not exactly a present, but I think you'll find comfort in it.
Hymns. Now I'll be able to learn all the words.
And the booklet outlines what the Salvation Army's about. If you ever feel the need, I want you to get in touch with me. Anytime. I'll only be too pleased to help.
You are good, Captain. Different from all them other church people I've known in me life. They wouldn't pass the time of day with you. Just a lot of hypochondriacs.
Beg your pardon?
You know, do one thing and tell you another.
Hypocrites.
That's what I bloody... Oh, sorry. Yeah, hypocrites.
Come, tears, confound, out, sword, and wound the pap of Pyramus. Aye, that left pap, where half doth hop. Thus I die, thus. Oh, now I'm dead. Now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now die.
I'm sure you would all like to join me in thanking Ken Pierce for his very hard work in helping to establish this drama group. And also to congratulate the players themselves on their very fine performance. I certainly look forward to the time when we can see a play with sets and costumes.
Here.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
You've certainly done a very good job with them.
I think they handled it extremely well. And I think it won't be long before they're able to run things pretty much on their own.
Oh, well, surely they'll still need someone to direct them.
Not necessarily, no. One of them can take over that job.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you again for your help.
My pleasure. And thank you for yours.
The Salvation Army, would you believe that?
Very well indeed. Very good.
Were you serious
About what?
about us doing this on our own? And when none of us can direct, can we?
You'll learn.
How?
Don't worry, Bea. I'll be around for a while yet.
Will you?
Not as much as I have been, but I won't leave you
Why
completely
don't
to
you
your
do
own...
us all a favour and drop dead, you old bag? There's no call for that. You'd be better to take some friendly advice and mend your wicked and sinful ways.
Yeah? Sharon, for God's sake.
And that goes for you too, Jude. Don't lead her on. It's sinful in the eyes of God.
Oh, cut it out, Lizzie.
That's the trouble with all of you. Get a belt in the mush. You should turn the other cheek.
Yeah, see, you turn the other cheek.
You know, I think you're Shakespeare. Send her right round the twist.
I'll see you soon.
How soon?
Soon.
The trouble with them is they're all parasites. Parasites? Philistines. Ah, hell, they're all morons anyway. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy... Ooh. Trouble is, the old knees aren't as good as they used to be. Sorry. Tell you what, I'll sing you a hymn, eh? Oh, I know this one. Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war. With the cross of
Geez, Lizzie's really dived in at the deep end with all this religious muck, hasn't she?
More like the shallow end and hit her head.
You're a bit grumpy. You all right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. a bit annoyed with myself, that's all.
Why?
Oh, well, you think I would have learnt by now, wouldn't you?
What are you talking about?
Men. Bloody men. What
Ken
else?
Pierce.
Well, they're all the same, aren't they?
Are
Of course they
Put
are.
a sock in it, you old crone.
Of course they are. Once they get what they want, they shoot through.
they? How did he get that in here?
Not me, you idiot. The drama group.
Come on, Lizzie, you're disturbing everyone else.
Stick the old bag in solitary.
Well, I reckon he'll come back. Because he likes you, doesn't he?
Who knows?
Yeah, well, there's always the drama group. And that's not finished with by a long chalk. I bet he's got plenty of other ideas. You know, like reforms and stuff.
Lovely day.
Well, I'm surprised you've got the gall to show your face in here after last night.
Nah, I forgive you your ignorance. What's so funny? Sometimes you behave like godless heathens, just like that Sharon.
You know, you and your religion, you're worse than a reformed smoker.
I'm thinking of giving it away.
Religion already?
No smoking, you Philistine. What now?
Ah, come on, you couldn't give it up at your age. It'd kill you. Come on.
I don't know. She's reported sick, you know.
Who has?
Sharon. I expect she's worried about Jude.
Oh, pig she is. She's probably just looking for a day off. Nothing wrong with her.
There you go again. Where's your milk of human kindness?
The milky didn't call today.
It's good in all of us, you know, although sometimes I wonder about you, Bee.
Well, there's something we can thank the good Lord for.
Yeah, what's that?
We can thank God that Lizzie isn't sharing our cell.
Oh, Dor, you shouldn't use the Lord's name in vain like that. We've all got to show concern for our fellow man.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I'm so worried about that Caroline Simpson.
Smith, Birdsworth, you're both in the laundry.
Well, what's new?
I mean, she must be going through terrific torment.
Anderson,
now.
to the garden.
I mean, it wasn't her fault, but fancy going after a fellow like that. That bomb and those 2 kids
Shut
up, Lizzie.
Come on, you two, get going.
Yes, Miss Bennett. Lovely day, Miss Bennett.
You trying to be funny, Birdsworth?
No. Oh, there's no gratitude.
I know I've said it all before, but it's becoming more like a guest house every day. All this for a prisoner. You'd swear she was a visiting dignitary.
As Erica says, it's all for very good reasons.
Well, she won't be getting any bowing and scraping from me. They already think they can walk all over us. Take Gilmore. She got medication this morning because she was supposedly worried about Brian.
I'm sure she is very concerned.
Nonsense. She's the most self-centered person I've come across.
Rock of ages, clip for me. Da 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 da.
Lizzie, if you're going to sing, why can't you do it in time with the radio?
I don't find that elevating.
I'll elevate you in a minute.
That's enough of that, Smith.
Thank you, Miss Bennett.
I don't want any nonsense from you either, Birdsworth. Go with Mrs. Jackson.
What for?
You've been transferred, Lizzie.
Where?
In with Smith and Anderson.
Oh, beauty!
Oh, no!
Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Be just like old times in with me, little Dor and you again, eh?
Come on, Lizzie. Got to move your things.
Oh, there you are. I told you God was good. He always looks after the good and holy.
Yeah, well, I know I'm not good or holy, but I haven't done anything to deserve that.
Just lucky, I guess, Smith. You could do with a bit of religion in your life.
Ha ha. Now, come on, Miss Bennett. You can tell us what's really going on. There must be a new arrival or something, is there, huh?
That's none of your business, Smith. Now get back to work.
Hear that, girl? It's a new arrival. Yeah, I'll keep your nose clean, kid. You'll be right. Oh, by the way, they call me Queen Bee.
That's only a nickname. We call her Bee.
All right, Lizzie, I run this place.
Bee's the boss, you see.
I said all right, Lizzie.
You don't have to tell us anything about yourself. I mean, you're not under any obligation. It just sort of breaks the monotony.
I know. I'm not new. I know the rules. I was transferred here from Barnhurst. I did a lot of short stints when I was a kid, various places.
What for?
Oh, the usual. On the game, mainly.
Well, we're a Sodom and Gomorrah.
What are they in for?
Philistine!
Don't worry about Lizzie. She's still trying to learn the language. What are you in for this time?
I did my block with a bloke. I was trying to educate myself.
Good for you.
Yeah, well, he thought I should stick to what I could do best. That was giving him a real good time. Cheap.
He ought to have been ashamed of himself.
Yeah, well, I was a bit drunk.
Beware of the demon drink.
Anyway,
clobbered him over the head with an ashtray and it killed him.
Good on you.
You can't condone murder. It's a denomination in the sight of the Almighty. And you just watch what's going to
Come on,
happen to you,
Vincent.
my girl.
You're going to the garden.
I'll see you later.
She seems nice enough.
How can you stand there and say that after what you just said to her?
I can always find it in my heart to forgive.
No, do tell. Well, I reckon there's something funny going on. I mean, she got a 3-bed dorm all to herself. About 10 tons of luggage, which I helped carry in. And even Vera's been being nice to her. And you should see the stuff she's got. Bits of wood and canvas.
She's probably going to make a glider and escape. Anyway, she's going to be working in the garden with Dor, so we'll get all the gen tonight. Garden, we might get the drum on that Kerry.
Yeah, well, I'd certainly like to know what was in those suitcases. Geez, they were heavy.
Oh, the wicked may prosper on earth, but they'll certainly rot in hell.
Yeah, well, I think we all will. I'm not sure about prospering on earth either. Maybe I'm not wicked enough.
Shouldn't talk like that, Bee.
You know, I think perhaps this Kerry's got the right idea. It's like Ken says. The way to beat the system is to appear to go along with it, make it work for you. Seems like that's what she's doing.
She certainly gets enough privileges from the screws.
You know, as long as she's not paying for it by lagging, good luck to her. Maybe we should take a leaf out of her book.
How?
Well, I've been thinking it's a shame to let all the good that Ken's done go to waste. Why don't we keep on with this acting business?
Yeah, well, I'll be in that.
What about the rest of you? You want to keep up with the acting stuff?
Yeah.
Well, then why don't we put a play together of our own?
Nothing like that one we did last Christmas.
No, that is not the way to beat the system.
Ken really got through to you about that, didn't he, Bee?
Yeah, well, makes sense, doesn't it?
Something you ought to know, Bee.
Yeah, what's that?
I've been talking to Kerry, that new girl.
I thought you'd be able to tell us something about her.
Yeah, well, she's a painter. Think she's it in a bit.
A painter?
Yeah, you know, paints pictures. She's doing one out there now. It doesn't look like anything I've ever seen. Anyhow, she's going to do some, you know, for showing to the public.
Oh, so that's why the screws are making all the fuss about her. Sounds like she's quite a celebrity.
Yeah, she's real matey with your Ken.
He's not my Ken. What do you mean, real matey?
Well, they're on together for sure. Sounds like he's the one who arranged for her to come down from Barnhurst, so they could see each other more, I reckon.
Well, we can forget about the play. I'm not going to have nothing to do with anything that he does. Two-timer.
No, we're still doing it.
But you are going to show her a thing or two, aren't you, Bee?
Oh, shut up about it. Come on, let's talk about the play.
Well, that's a pretty mess.
Yeah, it'll clean up all right.
Will it just?
Yeah, you won't even notice it.
You won't get a shower or breakfast until every single spot of paint's off that floor.
What?
You heard me. Come with me and get some cleaning materials. I don't want a single mark left.
You're joking. What does a bit of splash paint matter?
I don't know what sort of pigsty you're used to. But in here, the cells are kept clean. Spotlessly clean.
Yeah, that'd be antiseptic if it wasn't for the screws.
Shut up, Smith. Come with me, Vincent.
Well, that's the way you get your kicks.
You just watch yourself. You'll soon learn that you're not staying in a motel.
I should hope not. The room service is dreadful.
Get to the showers.
You know, that paint's going to take a bit of getting off. Who'd want privileges like that?
Yeah. You know, I reckon just because you've got a few things going her way, the screws are going to be even harder on her.
Well, I hope they are.
You wouldn't be a bit jealous now, would you, Doreen?
Why should I be? I would have thought you'd be the one who's jealous after finding out about her and Ken.
Oh, bloody men aren't worth worrying about anyway.
What'd you get out of being good? Nothing. All that praying and singing. Captain Barton hasn't even been here to tell me where I'm going to get out again. For all they care, I could rot.
Yeah, well, you did knock off half their takings last time, Lizzie. You can't blame them for not being too keen. They probably can't afford it. Listen, have you got a light?
They're supposed to forgive and forget. Lost all me buy-up privileges. What more do they want?
Hi, Lizzie. Any happier than you were in the garden?
Happier? Good, she's a bag full of laughs, I don't think.
Well, I haven't got any fags left, and I've lost me buy-up privileges.
Yeah, I'm getting low myself, actually.
Oh, Lizzie, look, you can have some of mine. I don't need much.
I've got a better idea. If we get hold of those buy-up orders, we could write things on them for you, Lizzie.
Hey, now, that is a good idea. Now would be a good time to do it, too, because the staff's busy.
Yeah, come on, Lizzie, in the staff room.
Hurry up, you lot. Oh. Vincent, you put in a request to be allowed to paint in the garden at this time.
Yeah, well, there's still some light.
Well, if you miss your dinner, that's your bad luck.
The way food tastes here, I'd say it's good luck.
Go on, get moving. You'd do well not to become too matey with that lot. Well, go on, hurry up. Get your materials if you still want to paint.
Where are you two going?
Just to the dunny, Mrs. Jackson. I'm bursting.
Come on, it's all right.
You orders haven't been made up yet.
Yeah, well, if I just add something to a few of these lists, you'll probably end up with more than any of us.
No, Vinegar won't even know the difference.
Well, I hope she doesn't.
Of course she won't. Stop worrying.
Yeah, but what if she hasn't checked them yet?
Oh, she'll have checked them by now. We've really put one over the screws this time.
Of course you know, Lizzie. It's probably a sin.
Well, I haven't got much out of being good. Anyway, the Lord helps them who help themselves.
Oh, look, come on. You're supposed to be really old. You stoop lower and move a bit slower. Beryl stirs the cauldron and the rest of you are dropping things in. Ah, terrific. They don't have to try very hard to look like witches, do they? Hey, Mrs. Jackson, do you reckon you could organise a visit from Ken Pierce? There's a few things I'd like to ask him about the play and that.
I'll see what I can do. Well, you two have taken your time.
Yeah, well, we went past Sharon's cell and she looked pretty upset, so we stopped to ask her what the matter was.
Oh, yeah, she looked real crook, Mrs. Jackson. I reckon it's because of Jude.
Well, I don't think there's any need to worry.
Oh, I don't know, Mrs. Jackson. The mills of God grind very slowly.
Oh, Struth, look, don't say that again. Listen, I need you two for some rehearsing. I haven't decided who's going to play the witches yet, but I reckon it's just about typecasting for you, Lizzie.
I'm not going to play a bloody witch. I want to be an angel.
Police have charged Michael Simpson as Butler's accomplice. Before being released on bail, Mrs. Simpson was held at Wentworth Detention Centre for the manslaughter of her father. Simpson claims that his wife became romantically involved with Fletcher at the prison.
Oh, what a mess.
Yeah. Poor old Fletch.
Well, everything coming out like that isn't going to be too good for Carolyn's trial either. Oh, they'll be dead set against her.
Yeah. She'll probably end up in here for a long time.
Oh, and her mother too, probably. She won't like that. It'll kill her for sure.
Oh, it all sounds so awful.
Well, let's not get too bloody gloomy. I've had enough bad news for one day.
All right, Gilmore, back to work. And the rest of you.
I can't work today, Miss Bennett. I'm too worried about Judy.
Oh, really? Well, I know your type. Now get cracking. All of you.
Miss Bennett, have you seen anything of Fletch?
What if I have?
I was just wondering how he is.
How would you expect him to be?
Yeah, awful, isn't it? I expect Caroline's upset too.
You'll be able to ask yourself soon.
What do you mean?
Or work it out for yourself. What jury would sympathise with her after what's happened?
But it shouldn't make any difference. She had nothing to do with the bomb.
Yes. You and Simpson are rather similar, come to think of it. You both think you're a cut above everyone else. Well, we'll soon get that idea out of your head.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, you said it. Not too far from the truth, though, is it? And they do think you're a bit of a celebrity. Just remember, as far as we're concerned, you're the same as the rest of us.
I'm just staying on with the drama group, eh?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it'll be any good or not. There's still quite a few things I don't really understand.
What are they?
Oh, God. I don't want her tuning into every word. Hang on a minute. Hey, you two see if you can keep her off our backs for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right, Pete.
Ah, Miss Bennett, We was wondering.
Wondering what?
About the buyout.
Yeah, about the buyout.
What about it?
Well, they're still on, aren't they? We thought they might have been cancelled on account of the staff shortage.
You don't have to worry about it, Birdsworth. You weren't getting anything anyway.
I know that. I was just thinking about the others.
Yeah. So it's still on, is it, Miss Bennett?
Of course it is.
Oh, another thing, Miss Bennett.
Later, Anderson.
We shouldn't have gone on about the buyout. She's
Well,
got suspicious
I couldn't
now.
think of anything else to say, could I?
What about this new girl, Kerry Vincent? They reckon she's artistic. Think she'd be any good in the drama group?
No, I don't think Kerry gave up the time from her painting. Actually, I didn't even know she was here yet.
Yeah, she arrived the other day. Is she really as good as they reckon?
She's got a lot of potential, but she still needs tuition.
Well, why was she transferred?
All right, teacher can see her here. You wouldn't go all the way to Barnhurst.
You seem to know quite a bit about her.
Yeah, well, when I heard about her, I did quite a bit of lobbying to get her into the metropolitan area.
You've met her a few times then?
Yeah, just, well, once or twice. In fact, now she's here, I'd like to say hello to her. Miss Bennett, any chance of me seeing Kerry Vincent?
Yes, I don't see why not. Come with me.
Thanks. I hope what I said about the play will be of help, Bea. I'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah.
See? There is something between him and Kerry. He couldn't wait to see her. And she's already had one visit today. I wondered Vera'd let her have another one.
Oh, she's just trying to get up Bea's nose.
Well, I don't give a damn anyway.
That Kerry seems to get just what she wants, doesn't she? Even from Vera.
I don't know. Vera came down on her pretty hard yesterday.
Yeah, but she's been pretty chatty with her today. Wonder what made the difference.
What are you getting at?
You know, Vera, there's only one way you ever get her on side.
You mean by lagging?
Oh, she wouldn't, would she?
I wouldn't put it past her. I reckon that's how she got all her other privileges, by sucking up to the screws.
Wonder when old Fletcher's coming back.
Not for a while, I wouldn't reckon. He'd be feeling pretty lousy. I know I would.
Yeah, poor bugger. I was praying for him last night.
Thought you chucked all that holy stuff in.
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to think someone up there's wondering what's happening to you.
Yeah. I believe in God. At least I think I do. What about you, Bea?
What's the matter, Bea? You're not with it.
I'm just sick of hearing you prattle on, that's all.
What's the matter with her?
Oh, I think it's because of Ken and Kerry.
Oh, that Kerry better watch out if Bea's got it in for her. Come on, Bea, back up, love.
Oh, I'm just tired, Lizzie. You had a fag, Lizzie?
Oh, you know I haven't got any left.
Neither have I.
Well, don't worry. It's the buy-up today.
Yeah. Well, hope I get all my stuff.
Well, it should be all right, as long as Vera hasn't cottoned on.
She won't. She's too dense.
Come on, you lot. Move along to the recreation room. The buy-up's this morning, not this afternoon.
Oh, beauty!
I've already told you, Birdsworth, there's nothing for you.
Did you arrange for the framing all right, dear?
It's Miss Bennett to you, Vincent.
What are you doing?
These weren't on your original list, Anderson? You thought you'd get away with that little trick, didn't you? Well, don't ever try it again. Birdsworth has lost her buy-up privilege, and it's not up to you to make it up for her.
We can order anything we like.
Only up to a certain value, Smith. And you can think yourself lucky that you don't lose next week's buy-ups for this little stunt. You don't have to work in the laundry today. You're free to go and paint in the garden.
Thanks.
The rest of you get to work.
Not a bloody thing.
Well, don't worry, Lizzie. I said that we would share ours with you.
Yeah, but I should have had my own stuff.
What I'd like to know is how they got onto it.
I think that's pretty obvious.
What do you mean?
Come on, how much evidence do you need?
Kerry?
Of course. Look at all the special treatment she's getting. First of all, that big cell all to herself. And a lot less work than we've got to do. And 2 visits in the one day. You know what Vera's usually like about that. Then what about the 2 of them this morning? A bit too friendly, I thought.
Yeah, well, Vera did whisper something to her.
Then Kerry must be lagging.
Well, then we'll have to do something about it.
What?
Well, the only thing she seems to care about is her precious bloody painting. Maybe we'll have to put a spoke in that particular wheel. He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then.